All right, so my speech is going to be on the power of media, as I'm sure we're all very interested in this as we're taking this course. We've been thinking about it for a while, so just some of my ideas and some of the things that I do. So obviously, Arab Spring, media played quite a large part of what actually happened here. The media brought a lot of attention from the Western world to this event, which in turn brings a lot of aid from people wanting to help these people through money, through funds, through resources, through manpower, pretty much anything you can think of, bringing it in for them. So another big one, Syrian refugee crisis. That image there alone sparked so many people wanting to help. It's again, we see money, resources, everything just flowing into these areas to try and help. Now this one is a lot more, I would say, negative. Like a panic happened after this radio show was aired. Now, I mean, it's not as big as an event as it's actually made out to be. There's actually very little damage that was done to it. But the fact that it was shown in newspapers like this definitely shows that there was at least something there. So I believe media has tremendous power over what we can see, and it has to be wielded properly. As you can see by the Arab Spring, the Syrian refugee crisis, both of these events were positive events that the media brought up, bringing help for people who needed it, bringing resources to people who needed it, and money and everything like that. I included the War of the Worlds mainly because it's one of the few negative ones I really wanted to focus on as an example of what could go wrong. With the media falling into fewer and fewer and fewer hands, something like this could, very unlikely, maybe happen again. What I mean by that is, imagine if your social media thread, everything on social media, on TV, on radio, everywhere you looked, everywhere imaginable was showing the War of the Worlds. We were being invaded by something. The chaos and the fear that would send throughout people be insane, destructive, crazy. So I honestly could not imagine having anything like going on any news site and seeing that, listening to any radio show and hearing that. Crazy. One of the last points sorry. Now that's a fake event. Obviously, it's very unlikely to happen. Media is very, it's still in lots of hands. People very well check their sources. That's why courses like this exist, so that people aren't just going into this unprepared and being unknowledgeable about their sources and just getting completely wrong information. But I want to think for a moment, what if we were invaded? What if whatever country did invade us? In moments, we would know. In moments, the world would know. It's crazy. Like, if something had happened, say BC was invaded, we would know 2 minutes after. 2 minutes, not even. Now, with that, the media is very, very powerful. Very powerful. We live in a world with many deadly weapons, nuclear missiles, tanks, guns, all these things. We also live in a world with this. If this is wielded incorrectly, it's scary to think. Very scary, very scary. So before we had nuclear deterrence, nuclear weapons to make sure we're not invaded. As these weapons are becoming less and less available, less and less effective. There's ways to disable them before they even hit land, so they don't explode at all even, which is great. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But it also takes away that deterrent for war. But with this, if we're invaded, like I said, we would know in seconds, and the world would know in seconds. And with that, we have something that will protect us without the need of destruction, without the need of both of our sides being destroyed, because nobody's going to go and say, oh, I'm going to invade Canada. Well, you invade Canada, now the US and all of NATO and the rest of the world is now funneling us resources, funneling us troops, funneling us anything to help against the threat. But at the same time, it's something that, if wielded incorrectly, can have massive social devastation. We could destroy ourselves from the inside.